It's been a very long time, and many things are. I think no one is there. The only thing that has changed is no one is attending the stream. And just check if everything is normal. It's been a very long time, and many things are. I think no one is there. The only thing that has changed is no one is attending the stream. And just check if everything is normal. Okay, I think ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ my voice is not proper. I'll just change the platform a little bit. Sorry, we are doing tough. I am audible at least a little bit right now. No, it's there, man. What will do? I'm audible at least a little bit right now. Should be better, but we'll just continue it off. Let this be playing in the background. Again, welcome very back to my channel. It's been a very long time. I think we last streamed during the GSL Mark II itself during January, I believe. So many things happened that I'm fortunate enough to have done two internships at ISRO, that one at LPS and one at Sheripata. Whatever, but I've seen the second launchpad from very near, like it's literally here. Uh, should have been fortunate enough to go until up, but whatever happens for good. The only thing that has not changed, as I said, is just only one or two people attending the stream. I hope it will change in very sooner time. We still have, I think, 15 or 16 minutes until the official stream starts. So people who have been watching me from 6 years, to to be honest, it's actually my 6 years because oh sorry, camera is here. 6 years because like it's if you somehow stalk my channel, which I think you should do hopefully instead of stalking someone else, is that you'll find a very old video. This one, it's like proper 6 years. I get ads on my own
ये है
YouTube channel, but I
ब्रेकआउट
don't get
और
money.
आप
I get copyright for this also. No, proper 6 years. November 2nd, 2025. You can't see the date, I think so. Yeah, but November 2nd, 2019 is when I uploaded my first YouTube video related to space. Before that, I had uploaded, I think, two or three on physics and other type of shit. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, they are starting at 4:46 p.m. So, people who are watching, you know that we'll just go before the browser and tomorrow we'll just say hi, bye, and this and that. So we'll go first with the introduction. Introduction, abstract, whatever. Node is there. If anyone is there, please say hi, bye, salam, whatever you say in your language or whatever. Hmm. So yeah, technically this is the last GSLV took place in was for Chandrayaan 3. That was in July 14, 2023. It's around 2.5 years. 2.5 years since this big boy sat on the second launch pad. Technically, if you want to search up in this, the LVM3 was previously GSLV Mark 3, but what reason they say they renamed it as there was around 10% payload mass increase. Like before it was 4,000 kg, now it's they can carry up to 4,400 kg, which is again the match. But there's some twist here because if you compare, that will do. Okay, but we'll just say about because since it's a Navy satellite. They haven't given much information regarding the same. I'll just check if my voice is proper. Yes, it's proper. So yeah, uh, this is a Navy satellite, so you won't get picture every except this one picture. There's a little only one picture of the satellite you can get. It was designed explicitly for the Indian Navy. It was nicknamed Rukmini for Rukmini. Yeah. So it will provide services for wide oceanic region. This is because they want some uninterrupted communication between all the Navy services, maybe your fighter jets, maybe your warships or their aircraft carriers. So you need not rely on the other external satellites which will harm you. That's what. This will be the heaviest communication satellite to be launched to the G2 orbit. Mm, till now, you might, yeah, this will be the highest satellite, like, because before and all, the GSAT satellites get used to be launched to Ariane launches, or even the recent, I think last year they did one Falcon launch, the GSAT N2. So India has to still mm, move very forward in the launch vehicle technologies, which they are planning to realize it by initially, but we all think it will surely take around 6 to 7 years. And by the time the whole industry as a whole will obviously grow very, very fast, not joking. So we are still behind, and if we still focus on unwanted issues, we will keep more behind. But we should not do that because India is the only country which has more potential. So if you want to change that potential to kinetic energy, you have to work on it. It's what even people I met during my internships at ISRO say. It's because all of the government shit. But actually, it's again for a good only. It's because of all those stringent procedures. Uh, we have a very high success rate. It's not like I design this complete machine. No, no, no. It takes at least around 10, 20 meetings, 10, 20 design. I'm saying for a small component. The more you scale the component, the more whatever corrections, whatever corrections that and all will scale up usually, right? Yeah. No one is watching, but we'll go to the brochure because it's around 10 minutes till ISRO does the stream. So, yeah, this is Earth actually, and they were like, wow, Mars. Then I mean, my eyes are not proper. I even have a so don't be like me. This is your second launch pad. This is your umbilical tower. This is your MLD mobile launch pedestal. This is your rocket. Rocket is shown here. So yeah, this is your second launch pad. So we have two launch pad. One is our first launch pad. One is second launch pad. Few we'll just discuss about that because we have time. Right. First, for today's match. No, so that and all first 2 minutes cricket match is coming. So this should be enough. So why don't they give images, man? Yeah, this is your first launch pad. I'll open image in your tab. Very good. Ah, better. This one is your first launch pad. So this is kind of where you integrate on the launch pad itself, and then you move this. This is known as mobile launch pedestal (MLP tower). I've been very close to that, so that's why I can say. What happens? It will roll around 400 meters back when you have to launch this. This is where your all satellite. This is I think RAV, but this is mostly used for all the PSLV launches. Most of the PSLV launches. This is your second launch pad, obviously. You had your PSLV C57 Aditya L1 launch actually from here because it took around 1.5 hours, I think so, more than 1 hour to deploy the satellite, which usually takes around 10-20 minutes. Even in this case, I think it takes around 960 seconds is your 11 minutes, around no 60 minutes around here. That is normal. Yeah, we'll just go. What did I say? Second launch pad. 4,410 kgs will be a satellite to multi-band because you are aware communication band, whatever frequencies you have, you'll have many frequencies. which they won't specify. Obviously, it's a Navy satellite. So if you go to all the stages, there are two S200. These are your big solid as boosters. It's again currently the second most. Currently, it's not like second most overall. Is it raining? No. Currently second most because after Artemis, sorry, NASA's Artemis SLS, that is a space launch system. After that, this is the biggest solid rocket booster, SRB, we say. They say. Even Saturn's size was very large, but you're comparing with what you say, operational things. So that's when it's second most. The name 200 usually comes because it has carries around 200 keys of your solid propellant, hydroxytorbital butane, that is your HTPP 204.5. Diameter and length, it's around 26 meters each. The whole rocket is around, I think, 42, 43 meters, yeah, 43.5 meters. Yeah, L1 is a HTV. HTV is a high thrust Vikas engine. So, the Vikas engine is basically the most used, mostly it's the only liquid engine, probably liquid engine for these, which are for combination US 25 into 04. So, yeah, what they use, they have like two or more types, but low thrust is basically maybe used in PSW where they maintain a less chamber pressure. So the thrust is directly correlated to your chamber pressure. So again, if you want to increase chamber pressure, you have to like for casing and all, you have to make it proper. That brings mass. So whatever in aerospace, there is only two things you should be considered of: time and mass. Time should be precise, mass should be low. Because anywhere if you try to compensate on mass, which J bar J is nothing. 9, 20. So, uh, L1 is because it's around 110, is 115.9 year, and your cryo stage is an indigenous cryo stage. It has around 28.6 propellant mass. It contains your liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen at a cryogenic temperature, basically around negative Celsius temperatures. Vehicle characteristic, it will carry around, not carry around, it's around 642 tons at your lift off time. It's around 43.5 meters in height. So your apogee perigee. So the orbit perigee matter means your closest point. But this Mhm. inclination is around this is with respect to your equatorial plane. So if Earth's equator is like this, 21.4 meter like this. Argument of perigee. So argument of perigee is basically whatever this perigee is your closest point. Suppose you are in the orbit. Orbit are usually, especially in India where you deploy, it's not purely circular. It will be elliptical. So it will have one closest point and one farthest point. So closest point, that is your perigee. It's what the target is 170 plus or minus 3.5 kilometer. But 170 is what the target, but 3.5 kilometer either उधर चलेगा like that. And due to of apogee, like orbit cap apogee, they are targeting around 29,970. This, see, if you see other launches, it would be around 35,000 something. But since it has more mass, obviously, and probably since it's a new satellite, they didn't want to rent it to maybe Falcon or someone else because American can't be trusted. So yeah, that's an argument of perigee in the sense like you have your own vector and there is a line that points to the perigee. So scale which angle it's 170. It is obviously opposite to is what they mean. Launch azimuth is the angle. So based on your latitude and longitude and your inclination, it will have a launch azimuth. Like azimuth is basically your we this is your elevation. No, suppose I'm launching like this is your elevation. Azimuth will be like you won't be launching like this. Intimate will go somewhere here. So azimuth will be like this elevation. Azimuth elevation. These both are your parameters that will most probably used in every launch. This photo, if you can see, this is the first launch pad. This I got in somewhere in ISRO only. So there might be this is from PSLV launch. It's a 3D picture, so I'm not able to read it very clearly. This is a flight sequence. So your restaurant ignition, obviously at zero second, t plus, I mean the 0th second. And if you see in GSLV Mark II, it's usually minus 4.8 when you're L40. In that, GSLV Mark 2 and Mark 3 are kind of opposite because in GSLV Mark 2, the boosters are liquid stages L40. There are four boosters of L40, but here there is solid boosters. In the same way, I think in JSON it's some solid stage 130. I'm not able to recover the exact name, remember the exact name. At the same time, here it is L1 110. So it's kind of what is opposite opposite. Mm. So your L1 stage will get ignited at 106.94 when it's an altitude at around 41.468. Altitude because 24 meter unka hi height hai na? Around, yeah, not even 24 meters. Yeah, that's why they say whatever. Or maybe this pedestal height is 24 meter. It is 24 meters actually, 24 to 25 meters. So that's why they keep altitude as 0.024. L10 will ignite around 106 seconds. That's around 42 kilometer altitude. Nearest 200 wheels jet is not separate at around 131.14 seconds. That's when their altitude is around 62 kilometers. The payload fairing, which usually covers the satellite from the atmosphere, it will separate at around 200 seconds at 198.86 at an altitude of around 110.396 kilometers. Stall is given velocity at what is in the initial last minute will be injected. It will have its own propulsion systems. It won't. It is not shown, but it will have its own propulsion system, which will eventually guide it to a G2 orbit. But this is since it is maybe you can't expect them to keep. I think they'll be back soon. So we'll just go with the gallery. It has some interesting images. Oh. Hmm. This is what I kind of saw it when I was at Shah, not directly. These are all the L10 and with the solid stages. This are whatever that mobile on the pedestal. It's kind of auto rickshaw that takes this everywhere. So, yeah, I can see. These are L10. This, see if you can see, there are two Vikas engines. This you can see here and you can see here. There are two Vikas engines. These are your two solid. This is PM usually. The right side is usually called as PM. That is your pitch minus. This one is your pitch plus. So basically, a down is your pitch plus angle. So whatever based on their orientation, it will do. Then this is your this is the fuel is for your thrust vector. Basically, you don't want usually you Diwali ka rocket only it can go like this, but when you want to launch an actual rocket, you want to vary the thrust, maybe to turn basically. You don't have any steering wheel kind of shit in rocket. So this called as SATVC probably. Secondary injection thrust vector control. It will use a strontium chloride based compound. So what they will do when there is no nozzle here. Okay, suppose this is your nozzle. Very good. This is your nozzle. So this this is what it will do. It will inject some fluid. That's what is a strontium, some strontium compound. So based on your injection fluid, you expect the film to come out parallelly to all the flame, but usually it's not what it happens. It will be very irregular sometimes, or maybe very smooth when your machining is too good or something like that. So uh, you can either do active gimbal control, like if these are some gimbals, I can control like this, like this, like this, like this, based on whatever feedback I get from the computer based on the roll pitch and yaw angles. Roll pitch and angle is basically if you are driving a bike, it's basically your speed, how much you are turning, or maybe how much you are cruising forward, or maybe how much you are like you fall onto one side while turning. That's the roll pitch and yaw. So that's how it's all like autonomous. It's not like someone is holding whatever joystick or something in the mission control. No, so this is one image. This is solid stage assembly building is where your this S200 L110 get integrated. This is your LVM3 L110 that comes from IPRC, ISRO Propulsion Complex Mahindragiri. This is your capsule getting integrated. I hope they can see. This is technically the only image of the this thing available. Is all it's like a whole 80-meter long this thing building. I've seen it from outside because by that when we were there during my internship, it was getting integrated, so we are not allowed. Sadly, So C25 stages getting integrated. These are the beautiful pics of the Queen. We'll see if they have started. They have not started. They have started. So we'll probably tune here because they have
MCTC
to.
station control, real-time programs loaded.
Okay.
Roger.
CDP Roger.
P4 start edition. P4 edition is on. Copy. MFPCI start edition.
MFPCI radiation is on.
Copy.
We'll take off this chat because it's the most useless chat I've ever seen in my life.
MOTR mobile MOTR start edition.
MOTR and mobile MOTR radiation is on.
MOTL is a multi-object tracking radar. It's optimum. You have to still start all the visuals. 3 people are there. Can anyone say hi, please? Never mind. 6 people. Oh, hi Altaf, how are you, man? Yeah, was it just because there is another launch? I mean, there's another match. So people join now. We were just discussing all about your brochure and everything. Let's go back once again. These are your flight sequence, what happens at what time, and everything. And these are LVM3 stages at a glance. Apogee page, everything is given. About satellite, there is absolutely no pick.
ROC to control, event number 401 completed.
So event number 401
Roger.
is completed. I don't know what this is. What means? What the?
MCC to control, event number 401 completed.
What you mean is always completed that time. We are around 26 minutes away
Roger.
from the launch.
Roger.
Roger. Thank you. Someone had said Roger. I think they'll just start it because I can hear some people talking in the background. When will this
T
start
minus
again?
25 minutes.
T minus 25 minutes. We have the time. Official countdown going on. Forget to turn on the camera. Please no. Actually, I had a launch pause, but I couldn't go. You can take it. It's free of cost. It's not I'm blocking someone's seat and going. Even they know that if 10,000 people, it's only 6 hours.
Met to control, event number 400 completed.
400.
Roger.
Roger. Why aren't they starting, man? Is it because satellite is still there? It's, This should be at least the first successful launch of the year. Because I think your NVS02, even the launch was good. It was the best launch. But your satellite failed. The PSLV, it also failed. The rocket itself failed. Which usually didn't used to fail, it failed. Nisar was the proper successful. And we have a
नमस्कार,
visual for
स्वागत
this.
है आप सभी दर्शकों का इसरो के
स्वागत
एक और प्रमोशन मिशन में जिसका नाम है LVM3।
नमस्कार दर्शकों.
नमस्कार, स्वागत है आप सभी दर्शकों का इसरो के एक और
23
प्रमोशन
minutes
मिशन में
42
जिसका नाम
minutes
है LVM3-M5 CMS 03 मिशन। मैं विकास वर्णकार इस मिशन की जानकारी आप तक हिंदी में प्रस्तुत करूंगा और मेरे साथ है सुश्री माधुरी पी जो इंग्लिश में कमेंट्री प्रस्तुत करेंगी। हम श्रीहरिकोटा के मिशन नियंत्रण कक्ष से वास्तविक समय पर आप तक यह जानकारी उपलब्ध करा रहे हैं। इस मिशन में इसरो की 5वीं पीढ़ी के रॉकेट लॉन्च व्हीकल
This is a
मार्क 3 का
water
उपयोग करते हुए
tower.
अब तक के
Actually, this
सबसे
is a
भारी
water
उपग्रह
tower with
4410
lakhs
किलोग्राम
of
के
data will flow in just 3 seconds. We'll show once there is a launch.
कम्युनिकेशन सैटेलाइट जिसका नाम है CMS 03 इस उपग्रह को
These are your
170
lightning
किलोमीटर
reduction
की
towers, and
पेरिजी
where I was
और
saying
29,970 किलोमीटर की अपोजी कक्षा में
this is all your propellant loading
21.4 डिग्री
happening
के
here.
झुकाव के साथ
These
स्थापित
lines
किया
are there,
जाएगा।
right? It's happening here.
LVM
These
3
are all your
प्रमोचक यान
cameras situated
पूर्णतः
here.
सज्ज है
Cameras
इस
and
मिशन को पूरा
whatever
करने के
computers
लिए।
and everything. There's
LVM 3
literally no people
प्रमोचन यान
till at around what 8 to
श्रीहरिकोटा के
10
द्वितीय
kilometers
प्रमोचन मंच से
from the launch pad.
भारतीय
There are no
मानक
people.
समयानुसार शाम 5:26 पर प्रमोचित किया जाएगा।
Roger.
Namaskar, good evening viewers. You are watching
All
the
set.
launch event
Good
of
morning. Actually,
ISRO's
good morning.
largest
It
rocket,
looks
the
like around like
LVM3-M5
5:30
CMS 03 mission. And up next, we bring to you the integration
This
video
is the integration video
of
which you
this
need, right?
mission.
TCTC, SHA wanted to confirm normalcy. TCTC copy.
Yeah.
Visuals
These are-
from the solid stage assembly building, SSAB, where the S200 motors are assembled to the nozzle.
Sir,
The S200
radio
motor
putting
comprises of 3 segments
O-rings.
connected
O-rings
by
were
tongue
getting
and groove
Change over
joint.
to channel 2.
hanging rows and this is
This is the head end segment
another
being
segment,
hoisted
yeah.
to be
Head end
placed on the
segment.
middle segment.
MCC confirms data from train 2.
Yeah, what accuracy you need to put? Around hundreds of volts. Yeah.
Data from train 1. MCC confirms
This is the second motor. There are 2 motors of S200 in an LVM3 rocket.
200
When both the S200 motors are assembled in their dedicated towers, they are placed on the mobile launch pedestal thereafter.
Yeah, really. MLP. That white color thing you saw, no? That
The
is your
hosting
MLP.
of individual S200 motors you are able to see.
Yeah, it's 200 motors. This, I don't know what is.
This is the strap-on nose
Strap-on
cone,
nose cone.
which houses the electronics and gives the aerodynamic shaping.
T minus 21 minutes. All
21 minutes to the launch. Should not get hang here now.
channel 2.
The two S200 motors having assembled, the L110 core stage, which is 21.4 meters long, is assembled and then it is moved to the SSAB. After that, the partially assembled launch vehicle is moved to the VAB. You are watching cryo stage now.
Yeah, crash.
अभी अभी आप सभी दर्शकों ने देखा 2 S200 बूस्टर्स और उनके बीच में L110 चरण है जो कि तरल नोदक वाला चरण है, लिक्विड स्टेज, और यह क्रायोजेनिक स्टेज है जिसे हम CS25 कहते हैं। क्रायोजेनिक ईंधन का उपयोग करता है यह चरण और इसे भी L110 के ऊपर में समायोजित किया जा रहा है।
The interest is that thing, I think. Or your equipment there. Should be
इक्विपमेंट बे
interest. Equipment
और
bay.
इसके ऊपर में
All your electronics.
हमारा
will be there in the
एनकैप्सुलेटेड
failure
असेंबली
file.
है।
This is
यह
actually 5
उपग्रह
meters
को
failure file.
पूरी तरह संरक्षित रखा हुआ है।
Comes from your
इस एनकैप्सुलेटेड असेंबली को VAB लाकर इसे यान में समायोजित किया जाएगा। यह व्हीकल असेंबली बिल्डिंग में क्रेन की मदद से इसे उठाकर
around 5,000 to 6,000 pieces.
L110 के ऊपर में क्रायो स्टेज
Minimum.
चरण के ऊपर में समायोजित किया गया।
The satellite CMS-03 will be brought as an encapsulated assembly,
Minimum is what
and
I
now
think.
this is the fully
Rocket is
assembled
coming. Mission
LVM3-M5
is what
rocket.
I think you can requalify.
पूर्ण समायोजित हो जाने पर तथा परीक्षण हो जाने पर इस यान को व्हीकल असेंबली बिल्डिंग से उम्बिलिकल टावर तक मोबाइल लॉन्च पेडेस्टल पर लाया जा रहा है। यह दूरी लगभग 930 मीटर की, इसे बहुत ही धीमे, सुरक्षित तथा गुणवत्ता का ध्यान रखते हुए सभी कार्य किए जा रहे हैं।
You have a authorization?
The second launch pad is based on integrate transfer and launch. The rocket is now being brought to the umbilical tower of the second launch pad.
Or important
आगे की गतिविधियां उम्बिलिकल टावर से पूरी की जाती हैं, जैसे कि संचार जांच, ईंधन का भराव, तंत्रों की स्वास्थ्य जांच आदि। यह यूटी से सुदूर स्थल तक संपन्न की जाती हैं।
and launch authorization board.
Now
And
you
the
put
readiness of
start on the
vehicle,
key. If you see,
spacecraft, range,
I
and
don't
ground
think they'll
station
show
network.
properly, but he'll do
Mission
something like this
director
after this.
hereby authorizes
He's
for the
authorized the launch is
commencement of
from VSC.
automatic launch sequence
Yeah.
for the launch of LVM3-M5 CMS
Here you can see
03
Immense
mission
Space Flight Director.
today
He is
at
around
17
February.
hours 26 minutes.
Yeah, go for the launch.
All
18
stations
minutes is
report.
the
Mission
he will
director
not do the
authorized
key.
the launch of LVM3-M5
Okay.
CMS 03 mission.
They updated. That's like simple procedure. It's not like key
अभी अभी
मतलब
आपने
add
देखा
start. No.
यान निदेशक, अंतरिक्ष यान निदेशक, कमांड टेलीमेट्री ट्रैकिंग एंड कमांड निदेशक और रेंज निदेशक ने अपने तंत्रों की सूचना मिशन निदेशक को दी। तत्पश्चात मिशन निदेशक ने इस प्रमोशन के लिए अपना अनुमोदन प्रदान किया।
LPC director is
We are
also
getting
there on
ready
the left.
for the LVM3-M5 CMS 03
We're 18
launch.
minutes to the launch.
We are about 17.5 minutes
Launching
away
can
from
be
the launch.
so many people.
I am Madhuri giving the commentary in English. With me is my co-commentator, Shri Vikas
Too many
Swarnkar,
people,
who will
right?
be giving the commentary in Hindi.
Let
Let us witness the momentous occasion of the heaviest satellite of ISRO being launched by its homegrown launch vehicle on its fifth operational mission. The launch is scheduled today, the 2nd of November 2025 at 17:26 hours Indian Standard Time from the second launch pad of Satish Dhawan Space Center, Shar, Sriharikota, located in the southern state of Andhra Pradesh in India.
17
We
minutes
are
to the
bringing
launch.
the live commentary from MCC at SVSC Shah.
Timing confirmed. External
Yeah.
hold.
The objective of the mission is to place CMS-03, a communication satellite weighing
Looks like
4,410
what is
kilograms,
Armada doing
into
here?
170 kilometers by 29,970 kilometers elliptical geosynchronous transfer orbit with an inclination of 21.4 degrees. Since it's a GTO mission, the launch will take place on eastward trajectory.
are on at Sharn and Shar 2 stations. This copy.
In a concert of all time-bound activities that culminate towards the launch, the various systems of the launch vehicles, satellite tracking and the range get ready in all respects. Based on the confirmation of readiness of all crucial elements, the mission director authorizes the commencement of automatic launch sequence, which is initiated at 14 minutes 30 seconds ahead of the launch.
Director to ALS console. Based on the clearance from the mission director, vehicle director authorizes for the automatic launch sequence for the LVM3-M5 CMS 03 mission.
LSA Roger.
SDS service activated. MC confirms reception of SHAR-1 and SHAR-2 data.
There are two ground stations, so that's what they're doing.
Automatic launch sequence initiated for LVM3-M5
This is your automatic launch sequence. It's based on your closed loop guidance.
जैसा कि भी आपने सुना, यान निदेशक ने ऑटोमेटिक लॉन्च सीक्वेंस शुरू करने का अनुमोदन दिया और उसके पश्चात ऑटोमेटिक लॉन्च सीक्वेंस हो चुका है।
HD.
Automatic launch sequence comprises of a capsule of very essential checks for the rocket. Subject to satisfactory confirmation, the
So even they can abort until whatever it is around 2.2 seconds before the launch.
onboard
They can
computer
still
is
abort
set
it.
to flight mode very close to the launch.
DGS confirms 5-bar GN to supply to Cryom.
इस प्रमोशन की उल्टी गिनती 24 घंटे पूर्व प्रारंभ हो चुकी है। अब हम उड़ान से 14 मिनट 50 सेकंड की दूरी पर हैं। काउंटडाउन सीक्वेंस जारी है और इस दौरान यान को पावर ऑन कर सभी तंत्रों की स्वास्थ्य जांच पूरी की जा चुकी है। तरल नोदक का भराव की स्थिति प्राप्त कर तरल नोदक का भराव सुनिश्चित किया गया। S200 मोटर नोजल फ्लेक्सिंग के लिए हाइड्रोलिक सिस्टम को तैयार किया गया। क्रायोजेनिक सिस्टम को तैयार कर क्रायो ईंधन का भराव सुनिश्चित कर लिया गया है। हवा की गति, मौसम का पूर्वानुमान, ऐसी सभी चीजें जो प्रमोशन के लिए आवश्यक हैं, उन सबको सुनिश्चित कर लिया गया है। सभी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक तंत्रों की जांच पूर्ण हो चुकी है और यह सभी कार्य संतोषजनक तरीके से पूर्ण किए जा रहे हैं। इसी वजह से काउंटडाउन अबाध रूप से जारी है। अब ऑटोमेटिक लॉन्च सीक्वेंस शुरू हो चुका है। इस दौरान कुछ आवश्यक जांच की जाएंगी। सभी फायरिंग लाइंस को आर्म मोड में डाला गया। कुछ ही क्षणों में हम देखेंगे प्रथम चरण का प्रज्वलन।
The countdown for LVM3-M5 CMS-03 mission has been 24 hours long. It had commenced on 1st of November, that is yesterday, at 17:26 hours IST. The vehicle and satellite systems have been checked out. The stage tanks have been serviced with the propellants. The Earth storable liquid propellants have been serviced soon after the commencement of countdown, while the cryogenic propellants have been serviced only a few hours ago. The command system gas bottles have been charged to requisite pressure, and the range radars are gearing up for action. The final phase of weather updates and day of launch wind biasing program is uploaded to the launch vehicle. We are 13 minutes away from the launch.
C-25 EGC radar chain acquisition in progress.
LVM3 यानी लॉन्च व्हीकल मार्क 3 मिशन 5। इस प्रमोशन मिशन का घटनाक्रम कुछ इस प्रकार है। सर्वप्रथम T=0 पर S-200 स्ट्रैप-ऑन बूस्टर प्रज्वलित होगा और यान को द्वितीय प्रमोशन मंच से उत्थापित करेगा। इसके 107 सेकंड के पश्चात L-110 चरण भी प्रज्वलित किया जाएगा। इस दौरान यान 41.4 किलोमीटर की सापेक्ष गति 1.34 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड की सापेक्ष गति पर होगा और लगभग 24 सेकंड तक दोनों S-200 बूस्टर तथा L-110 चरण साथ में प्रज्वलित रहकर यान को 65 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई तथा 1.61 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड की सापेक्ष गति पर ले आएंगे। इसके पश्चात S-200 बूस्टर कुल 131 सेकंड का कार्यकाल समाप्त कर यान से पृथक कर दिया जाएगा, लेकिन यान के द्वितीय चरण L-110 कार्यरत रहेंगे और अपने 200 सेकंड के कार्यकाल के पूरा करने के पश्चात इसे भी यान से पृथक कर दिया जाएगा। इस दौरान यान क्लोज लूप गाइडेंस के अंतर्गत होगा और जैसे ही यान घने वातावरण से निकलेगा, इसमें लगे ऊष्मा कवच जो कि अंतरिक्ष यान को घने वातावरण में कर्षण से बचाते हैं, उन्हें यान से पृथक कर दिया जाएगा। L-110 चरण के पृथक होते ही लगभग 4 सेकंड के पश्चात यान के तृतीय चरण और अंतिम चरण क्रायोजेनिक स्टेज का प्रज्वलन शुरू होगा। यह लगभग 644 सेकंड तक प्रज्वलित रहकर यान को कुल 175 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई तथा 9.76 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड की सापेक्ष गति प्रदान करेगा। यही वह स्थिति होगी जब अंतरिक्ष यान को CMS-03 अंतरिक्ष यान को पृथक कर उद्दिष्ट कक्षा में स्थापित किया जाएगा। अब आप सभी दर्शकों के सामने प्रस्तुत है इस मिशन का कर्टन रेजर वीडियो।
Curtain laser. They used to previously upload everything right on that thing. ISRO fix your on movie.
The Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO's remarkable journey in advancing space technologies stands as a testament. Space Research Organization, ISRO's remarkable journey in advancing space technologies stands as a testament to visionary leadership, relentless innovation, and unwavering determination. Over the past decade, under the guidance and vision of the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, ISRO has achieved unprecedented milestones, setting new global benchmarks in space science and technology. Through its groundbreaking missions and technological excellence, ISRO has positioned India prominently on the world map of space exploration and continues to inspire generations with its pursuit of scientific advancement and national pride. Currently, ISRO is all set to ignite the skies with the launch of the CMS-03 satellite. This satellite is a multi-band communication satellite designed to meet user requirements with significant enhancements to its payload systems. Configured on ISRO's proven I-4K bus, CMS-03 has an approximate mass of 4,400 kilograms and is expected to operate for a mission lifespan of 15 years. CMS-03 stands as the heaviest satellite ever to be launched from Indian soil into the Geosynchronous Transfer Orbit, GTO, marking a significant milestone in India's space journey.
This will be a thruster that will be used to move into a circular orbit.
The satellite will be positioned in India's space journey. The satellite will be positioned in geostationary orbit, providing extensive coverage and continuity in communication services. The CMS-03 satellite will be launched by ISRO's LVM3, a 3-stage launch vehicle equipped with 2 solid strap-on boosters S200, a liquid core stage L110, and an indigenously developed cryogenic upper stage C25. The C25 stage is powered by a high-thrust and high-performance engine that uses a combination of liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen as propellants. With an overall length of 43.5 meters, a gross lift-off weight of 640 tons, and a 5-meter diameter payload fairing. The LVM3 represents ISRO's indigenous capabilities, providing launch services to various users. 03, but also reaffirms the nation's position as one of the leading spacefaring nations in the world, and advancing steadfastly towards the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047.
That was the curtain raiser for the CMS-03 satellite and about the mission of ISRO. We are 7 minutes 15 seconds from the launch. Let me in the meantime take the viewers through the planned mission events for LVM3-M5 CMS-03 mission. The launch is scheduled at 17:26 hours with ignition of the 2 S200 boosters simultaneously, marking the T0 for the launch. The L110 core ignites mid-air at an altitude of 41.4 kilometers, 107 seconds into the flight. The 2 S200 motors and L110 together burn till 131 seconds. At this instant, the launch vehicle is at an altitude of 62.3 kilometers. Closed loop guidance is initiated 10 seconds after S200 separation. At an altitude of 110 kilometers, since the dense atmosphere is no longer present, the payload fairing is separated and jettisoned. The burn time for L110 stage for the present mission is 197.8 seconds. At 5 minutes into the flight, the staging event takes place to separate the L110 from the ongoing launch vehicle. The cryogenic stage C25, which is the third stage of LVM3, then ignites and continues to operate for 643.8 seconds.
External power withdrawn.
The relative velocity of 4.1 kilometers per second at the C25 ignition increases to 9.7 kilometers per second during the cryo stage operation, while the launch vehicle climbs from 168 kilometers to 175 kilometers, that is 7 kilometers in altitude. The mission has been adapted to carry the heaviest satellite so far, CMS-03, weighing 4,410 kilograms into sub-GTO. The launch vehicle reorients to obtain the correct altitude after the cryogenic stage shutdown, and the satellite is injected into the orbit.
यहाँ काफी अधिक संख्या में दर्शक दीर्घा भी उपस्थित इस प्रमोशन का आनंद लेने। सभी छात्र छात्रा यहाँ उपस्थित हैं। इनका उमंग देखते ही बनता है। सभी बहुत उत्साहित इस प्रमोशन के लिए। जब LVM3 के दोनों S200 स्ट्रैप-ऑन बूस्टर्स प्रज्वलित होंगे, कंपन करता हुआ यह आकाश की ओर जाएगा। बहुत ही रोमांचक दृश्य होता है ये। सभी का उत्साह बहुत ही चरम पर। अब हम उड़ान से 4 मिनट 20 सेकंड्स की दूरी पर
4 minute 20 second 420
वर्तमान मिशन में यह LVM3 की 5वीं परिचालन उड़ान है। इसमें CMS-03 नामक संचार उपग्रह का प्रमोशन किया जा रहा है। CMS-03 एक बहुस्पेक्ट्रमी संचार उपग्रह है जो भारतीय भूभाग सहित एक विस्तृत समुद्री क्षेत्र में भी अपनी सेवाएं प्रदान करेगा। लगभग 4,410 किलोग्राम वाला CMS-03 उपग्रह भारतीय धरा से भू समकालिक अंतरण कक्षा में स्थापित किया जाएगा।
3 minutes and 30
जियोसिंक्रोनस
seconds.
ट्रांसफर ऑर्बिट में पहुंचने के पश्चात अपोजी मोटर को फायर करके इसे उचित कक्षांतरण किया जाएगा और कुछ समय पश्चात यह जियोसिंक्रोनस ऑर्बिट पर पहुंच जाएगा, जहां से वह निरंतर संचार सेवाएं प्रदान कर सकता है।
We are 3 minutes 10 seconds from the launch.
It's 3 minutes, guys.
The LVM3 launch vehicle of ISRO stands 43.5 meters tall and weighs 642 tons at liftoff.
3 minutes to the launch. Countdown.
It is designed with improved reliability, operability, and redundancy management.
They usually get all the best use. So close up.
The twin S200 motors of 25 meters length and 205 tons of HTPV-based solid propellants forms the first stage. Each motor develops a peak vacuum thrust of 5,952 kilonewtons. The action stage. Each motor 5,952 kilonewtons. The action seconds. The second stage is L110, which signifies the 116 tons of Earth storable liquid propellant combination of UH-25 and N2O4. Two numbers of high thrust Vikas engines power the stage of LVM3-M5 mission with an operated thrust of 1600 kilonewtons cumulatively. It is 21.4 meters long. The third stage is called C25. It has 28.6 tons of cryogenic propellant loading of liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. Operating on a gas generator cycle, the engine develops 19.3 tons thrust. Unique to the Mark III launch, it is a very huge rocket. When it ignites, a condition of overpressure is generated. Thrusting of solid rocket motors creates enormous acoustic levels, which have a potential to affect the electronic components in the launch vehicle and satellite. To mitigate the acoustic levels, the acoustic suppression system floods the launch pad with large amount of water through the nozzles, so that a denser medium of water prevails around the rocket for the acoustics to travel through. This is how the acoustic levels are mitigated. I urge the viewers to watch for it. And there is a ground critical system called cryo-arm, which will swing out at T-8 seconds.
Minus 55 seconds.
55 seconds to launch.
यहाँ LVM3 पूरी तरह तैयार है प्रमोशन के लिए.
Gas bottle ready.
Cryo stage ready for launch. Minus 45 seconds.
Cryo stage was announced to be ready for the launch. Just 1 minute.
Minus 40 seconds.
Everyone has taken their cameras out.
Minus 35 seconds.
35, 30.
Minus 30 seconds.
Real-time programs activated.
Minus 25 seconds. Minus 20 seconds. Minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Yeah.
S200 motors ignited.
Plus 5 seconds.
S200 बूस्टर्स का सफलतापूर्ण प्रज्वलन और LVM3-M5 का उत्थापन द्वितीय प्रमोशन मंच से.
We have a magnificent liftoff, the LVM3-M5 CMS-03 mission in the air. The simultaneous thrusting of the twin S200 motors is indeed a sight to behold.
Plus 30 seconds.
GSLV Mark III LVM3 के नाम से जाना जाता है. यह हर बार एक कहानी लिखता है. पिछली बार हमने इसे चंद्रयान 3 पर देखा था और अब हम देख रहे हैं LVM3-M5 CMS-03 mission.
A clear Sriharikota sky and the LVM3 silhouette. Thrill and satisfaction together at the countenance of the witnessing ISRO scientists.
Plus 1 minute.
Why are they playing with the brightness level?
दोनों स्टेप-ऑन बूस्टर्स S200 बूस्टर्स सामान्य निष्पादन करते हुए अपने उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर बढ़ रहे हैं. यान को उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर ले जाते हुए
The SHAR's tracking station continue to track the trajectory.
First stage performance normal.
प्रथम चरण का कुल कार्यकाल 126 सेकंड का होगा। तत्पश्चात S200 बूस्टर शांत हो जाएंगे और उन्हें यान से पृथक कर दिया जाएगा। इस कड़ी में अगला चरण L110 चरण का प्रज्वलन है।
L110 इंजन स्टार्टेड।
जी हाँ, इसकी पुष्टि हो चुकी है। द्वितीय चरण L110 चरण का प्रज्वलन शुरू हो चुका है।
We have a confirmation from the Range Operations Director that the second stage L110 has commenced its operation.
L110 engine performance normal.
The two Vikas engines together generating 1600 kilonewtons thrust in its high thrust version.
S200 motors separated.
रेंज ऑपरेशन निदेशक ने भी इसकी पुष्टि की। दोनों S200 बूस्टर्स को यान से पृथक कर दिया गया है। वर्तमान में L110 स्टेज, जो कि तरल नोदक पर आधारित चरण है, प्रज्वलित है और यान को उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर ले जा रहा है।
We have had the separation of the S200 motors and L110 is currently thrusting.
तरल नोदक पर आधारित यह चरण उच्च प्रणोद वाले विकास इंजन की मदद से कुल 1600 किलोन्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न कर रहा है। इंजन की अधिकतम प्रभावी क्षमता प्राप्त करने के लिए इसमें ईंधन और ऑक्सीडाइजर का खास अनुपात में मिलाकर प्रज्वलित किया जाता है। इस चरण का प्रज्वलन काल कुछ 200 सेकंड का होगा।
परफॉर्मेंस नॉर्मल।
The tracking station at Shar Sriharikota continues to track and the Port Blair station will start to acquire signals at about plus 200 seconds onwards. Now we have a separation of payload fairing.
जी हाँ, अब यान 115 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई प्राप्त कर चुका है और इस वजह से यह घने वातावरण से बाहर जा चुका है। अब ऊष्मा कवच की आवश्यकता नहीं रह जाती, इसलिए इसे यान से पृथक कर दिया जाता है।
The payload fairing has been jettisoned as the rocket has cleared the dense atmosphere. There's no need anymore to give aerodynamic shape to the rocket or to safeguard the satellite against aerodynamic heating.
Plus 4 minutes.
First stage performance normal.
L110 स्टेज वर्तमान में प्रज्वलनरत है। सामान्य निष्पादन करता हुआ द्वितीय चरण LVM3 रॉकेट का कुछ ही क्षणों में हम देखेंगे। यह L110 स्टेज अपना कार्यकाल समाप्त कर शांत हो जाएगा और कुछ ही उसके पश्चात क्रायो स्टेज का प्रज्वलन शुरू होगा।
क्रायो स्टेज इग्निशन ऑथराइज्ड।
While the L110 stage is still operating, the cryo stage ignition has been authorized. For the present mission, L110 stage is scheduled to burn for 197.8 seconds.
First stage separated.
And here we have a confirmation of the staging event.
Cryo stage ignition confirmed.
Now the third stage of LVM3, the cryogenic stage, has commenced its operation.
जी हाँ, यहाँ दर्शकों में उल्लास देखा जा सकता है। दर्शक ही नहीं, यहाँ के वैज्ञानिक जो कि सबसे जटिल कहे जाने वाले क्रायोजेनिक इंजन का प्रज्वलन देखकर बहुत ही उत्साहित हैं। यह सफलतापूर्वक प्रज्वलित कर दिया गया है।
A jubilant scene here in the Mission Control Center at Sriharikota and also among the visitors gallery. The cryo stage has commenced its operation and
in 10 minutes
it's continuing to operate with
28.6
tons of cumulative propellant loading of liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. The engine develops 200 kilonewton thrust.
950. We still have 600 seconds, around 10 minutes.
यान अपेक्षित पथ का पूर्णतः अनुकरण करता हुआ उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर जा रहा है। LVM-3 रॉकेट के ऊपरी चरण को हम क्रायोजेनिक अपर स्टेज कहते हैं, क्योंकि इसमें क्रायोजेनिक ईंधन, लिक्विड हाइड्रोजन और लिक्विड ऑक्सीजन का प्रयोग किया जाता है। इस इंजन में गैस टरबाइन की मदद से लगभग 200 किलोन्यूटन का सामान्य प्रणोद उत्पन्न होता है। इस चरण का कार्यकाल लगभग 644 सेकंड का होगा। इस चरण का व्यास 4 मीटर तथा ऊंचाई 13.5 मीटर की होती है। इस चरण में दिशा निर्धारण के लिए इंजन जिम्बल कंट्रोल और रिएक्शन कंट्रोल सिस्टम्स का प्रयोग किया जाता है। कुल 28.6 टन क्रायो ईंधन का इस्तेमाल इस अंतरिक्ष यान में किया जा रहा है।
+7 मिनट्स।
क्रायो चरण सबसे जटिल इंजन होता है, क्योंकि क्रायो ईंधन जैसे लिक्विड हाइड्रोजन का बॉइलिंग पॉइंट -253 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड और लिक्विड ऑक्सीजन का बॉइलिंग पॉइंट -183 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड होता है। इस तापमान में ईंधन को तरल बनाए रखना तथा इसका कार्यान्वयन करना सबसे जटिल होता है, लेकिन भारत अब इसमें पूरी तरह स्वायत्तता प्राप्त कर चुका है और इस चरण को इसरो नोदन कॉम्प्लेक्स महेंद्रगिरी द्वारा तैयार तथा परीक्षित किया गया है। यह प्रमोचन पूर्वी दक्षिणी दिशा का है। वर्तमान में पोर्ट ब्लेयर स्थित ग्राउंड स्टेशन हम तक इस यान के आंकड़े उपलब्ध करा रहे हैं।
+8 मिनट्स।
The satellite for this mission is CMS-03, which is a communication satellite operating on multiple bands. It is meant to provide services over a wide oceanic region, including the Indian landmass. To enable constant visibility of a satellite towards a particular region on Earth, the period of revolution of satellite in orbit should be same as the period of rotation of Earth on its own axis. This practically can be achieved if the satellite is placed at a slot at 36,000 kilometers above the equator. Launching a satellite into a geostationary orbit involves a meticulously planned series of steps. The LVM3-M5 rocket is expected to place CMS-03 satellite at an altitude of 180 kilometers with an inertial velocity of 10.15 kilometers per second. This orbit will have a perigee at 170 kilometers, which is the shortest distance of the satellite from Earth, and an apogee of 29,970 kilometers. That is the farthest it will be in the initial orbit, which is a temporarily stable orbit. The thrusters of the satellite are fired using the propellant carried on board at a precise point so that the apogee is at 36,600 kilometers. The next phase is the circularization of the orbit through a series of fine-tuned burns at apogee. That is how the satellite's velocity and trajectory are adjusted, and the satellite is placed at a precise slot in geostationary orbit. The designated orbital slot determines the launch window. Maintaining a satellite in geostationary orbit, ensuring its effectiveness and longevity, is quite a task in itself. Gravitational perturbations due to the celestial bodies and the space weather are common causes for the disturbance of the satellite
performance normal
position from its slot.
Around 5 minutes from
A
the
process
separation.
known as station keeping involves firing the thrusters to counteract these forces. Presently, the cryogenic stage is operational and the performance is normal.
LVM-3 भारतीय प्रमोचक यानों की श्रेणी में 5वीं पीढ़ी का प्रमोचक यान है, जिसकी क्षमता 8,000 किलोग्राम उपग्रह को निम्न भू कक्षा में ले जाने की है। LVM-3 के पिछले मिशन LVM3-M4 में भारत के गौरवशाली चंद्रयान 3 का प्रक्षेपण 14 जुलाई 2023 को हमने देखा था, जिसके माध्यम से भारत चंद्रमा के दक्षिणी ध्रुव के पास सफलतापूर्वक उतरने में उतरने वाला पहला देश बन चुका है। 2023 में ही LVM3-M3 और M2 ने OneWeb के कुल 36 उपग्रहों को प्रमोचित कर एक कीर्तिमान हासिल किया था। यह LVM3 की 5वीं प्रचालनरत उड़ान है। जून 2017 से शुरू करते हुए 2 विकासशील उड़ानें हुई और उसके पश्चात LVM3 रॉकेट को पूर्णतः प्रचालित कर इसमें 4 प्रसिद्ध प्रमोचन हो चुके हैं, जिसमें चंद्रयान 2, OneWeb के 2 मिशन और चंद्रयान 3 शामिल हैं। इस कड़ी को आगे बढ़ाते हुए आज हम देख रहे हैं CMS-03 का प्रमोचन। और दर्शकों को याद दिला दें, यही वह प्रमोचक यान होगा जिसमें कुछ आवश्यक बदलाव के साथ गगनयान के रूप में प्रयोग किया जाएगा। वर्तमान में क्रायोजेनिक स्टेज प्रज्वलित है, सामान्य निष्पादन करते हुए उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर बढ़ रहा है।
We are 12.5 minutes past the launch and the altitude attained is 179.2 kilometers. The cryo stage operational.
आप देख सकते हैं पूर्णतः अपेक्षित पथ का अनुकरण करते हुए LVM3 लॉन्च व्हीकल। वर्तमान में सापेक्ष गति 7.27 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड तथा ऊंचाई 174 किलोमीटर। लगभग 4,410 किलोग्राम वाला CMS-03 उपग्रह भारतीय धरा से भू समकालिक अंतरिक्ष कक्षा में प्रमोचित किया गया है। अब तक का यह सबसे भारी उपग्रह है। यह अपने आप में एक कीर्तिमान स्थापित करने वाला है।
Cryo stage performance normal.
Plus 14 minutes.
For the present mission, the cryogenic stage is expected to operate for more than 640 seconds.
CMS-03 संचार उपग्रह बहुस्पेक्ट्रमी संचार उपग्रह है जो भारतीय भूभाग सहित एक विस्तृत समुद्री क्षेत्र में अपनी सेवाएं प्रदान करने जा रहा है।
There might be a drop in relative velocity is what we can observe. This should be okay.
क्रायो ईंधन का विशिष्ट आवेग 450 सेकंड का होता है। यही कारण है कि यह ईंधन अन्य ईंधनों की तुलना में अधिक प्रभावी व कुशल माना जाता है। यही संख्या पृथ्वी भंडारित ईंधन के लिए 315 सेकंड और ठोस नोदक के लिए 275 सेकंड की होती है। इस चरण में उच्च प्रणोद वाले क्रायोजेनिक इंजन CE-20 में 28.5 टन नोदक की मदद से कुल 200 किलो न्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न हो रहा है। कुछ ही क्षणों में अंतःक्षेपण की स्थितियां प्राप्त कर ली जाएंगी। तत्पश्चात क्रायोजेनिक स्टेज बंद हो जाएगा और हमारा अंतरिक्ष यान CMS-03 को उद्दिष्ट कक्षा में स्थापित किया जाएगा।
The trajectory of the rocket is closely following the prediction. In a few seconds from now, the cryogenic stage would have completed its operation. Up next, we will be watching the satellite injection into its intended orbit.
Shut off. Maybe they are not updating it.
वर्तमान में ब्रूने स्थित भू स्टेशन हम तक यान के आंकड़े उपलब्ध करा रहे हैं। यान की ऊंचाई 176 किलोमीटर तथा सापेक्ष गति 9.63 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड। क्रायोजेनिक स्टेज के सभी तंत्र सामान्य निष्पादन करते हुए
सामान्य is it overperforming?
CMS-03 satellite separated.
जी हाँ, इसकी पुष्टि हो चुकी है। CMS-03 अंतरिक्षयान को सफलतापूर्वक उद्देश्य कक्षा में स्थापित कर दिया गया है और इसके साथ ही यह मिशन सफल होता है।
Damn.
We have had a successful mission of LVM3-M5 CMS-03. 8th successful mission for the LVM-3 rocket, 5th in its operational series. CMS-03 delivered into its intended orbit.
क्या हुआ? Why is it silence? What did he do there? Why is it silent, man? No, should not be. There you get stuck. Hey. What is here given? Event is completed. Either they don't have visuals, they don't have its fine, but it should be separated.
LVM3-M5 CMS-03 mission accomplished. Handing over to mission director. Mission director here. LVM3-M5 launch vehicle has injected CMS-03 spacecraft to the intended orbit. Mission has been successfully accomplished.
जी हाँ, अभी आपने सुना ये हर्षोल्लास का पल जब LVM3-M5 CMS-03 पूर्णतः सफल रहा है। CMS-03 उपग्रह को उद्देश्य कक्षा में स्थापित कर दिया गया है।
Jubilant situation here in the mission control center upon the success of the mission. Up next is the address by Chairman ISRO, Dr. V. Narayanan.
What in the world? Why would I have been so silent? You just see the interest, no, anyways, that you can see. So I'll be ending the stream right here. Thanks for joining. Bye.